Hi everybody. We're going to be doing spinach and cheese stuffed chicken today. I had so much fun doing the stuffed crab, so I thought this would be kind of fun too. So let's get it done. Okay, so first things first, we're going to cut our chicken. This part's kind of sucks, but if you wonder why I'm wearing a glove, I get a little owie, so don't want spices and things to get in there, just sting and hurt. So we're going to just real carefully, we're going to start at the thick side. We're just going to cut along there with a nice sharp, I'm using my paring knife because it's a little easier to control than a big knife. So yeah, that's why I'm using that. I'm going to cut it about 4 inches. And if you start to think you're going through the middle or something, kind of flip it over and just kind of look. Go slow, try not to cut yourself, because I've done that. Looks like a pretty good pocket there, so you can see our pocket there. That's pretty good. I'm just going to put that there. And this one doesn't have a very thick spot. It's thick all the way across, so we're just gonna, just kind of easier, just gonna cut it. This would be a good one to stuff, so. Yeah, I was gonna, a lot of times I use my butcher knife for meat and stuff like that, but it's just too hard to do that with this. So, this little paring knife makes a good thing. It's one of my Cutco ones. I love my Cutco stuff. So. Okay, we got some fresh spinach here. We're just going to throw that in here. Makes it a little easier to work with if you know, it's steamed. Just going to steam that up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to do our seasoning or rub. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil in there, about a teaspoon, or tablespoon, sorry. And we're going to do a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Go through a lot of Italian seasoning, so I was getting a big thing of it. We're going to do a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You can do more if you want a little bit more spice in it. I kind of like spicy, but not everybody in my family does, so we're just going to do that. Let's see, I think we do a quarter garlic powder. Dropping stuff. Alright, so we'll go quarter teaspoon. So I really like about these measuring spoons, they're just, you use one, you just adjust it. As you can see, you just adjust it to what you want. So I love these things. This one's a Pampered Chef one. Really like Pampered Chef. That's one of my favorite things. Just a quarter teaspoon of onion powder and some salt. Oh, I did it again. I keep losing these, so I need to make sure I put them back on. Just going to mix that a little bit. Fork and just kind of mix it up there. You can see that makes it's almost like a paste. just because of the oil. And now that we got our chicken cut, so we don't have to worry about that. But we're just gonna take our chicken. We're gonna put it in the seasoning. We're gonna rub it all over. And we're just gonna do this because a little bit too much seasoning on there. Don't want to do that. Just gonna season in the bowl here. Just gonna kind of mix them up so they get a good even amount of seasoning on them. Then we're just gonna put them in the fridge for a little bit while we get our cheese mixture ready. Okay, so we got a little garlic for our mixture here. We're still waiting for our spinach to get done, so I'm just going to chop one up a little bit. And I always, you generally use a little bit more garlic than the recipe calls for, just because I like garlic a lot. This was one of the biggest reasons I wear the glove, though, is garlic can sting a bit. Anybody that's got it in their cut before, so we don't get pieces of glove in there. So we've got our garlic all cut up. Put that in the bowl. Put our cheese in there. We got, this is Parmesan, a quarter cup of Parmesan, and then we're going to use ricotta cheese. Got a quarter cup of that too. Maybe it'd be easier to do with a spoon. Actually, it's 4 ounces, sorry, not a quarter cup. It's weird, half the recipe says ounces and then all of a sudden it moves to cups, which I don't know why. So, that. Let's see, and got our cheese. We need our spinach, and then we're going to put a little salt and pepper in there too. Let's check on our spinach. That ought to do it. So see, our spinach is just slightly wilted. Don't want it completely done, but it makes it just easier to deal with. Put that in there. Probably not the best idea either to stick your hand in there, but the glove kind of gives me a little bit of protection. Not only that, I got pretty tough calluses because I'm a mechanic, so it's a little easier, or, you know, as far as like stuff like that goes, it doesn't bother me. I'm gonna mix that up really good. We're going to take our chicken out. And we're going to stuff it. Just take our spinach mix here and we're gonna stuff it in there. And my rice is done. That's what that beep means. There's my pocket. One thing about chicken though is you really gotta keep your hands clean. You don't want all that crap in your all over your hands. So every time I stop the camera for a second, I'm washing my hands. And yeah, you can see they're nice and stuffed there. That'll work pretty good. Let's see. And we're going to put some toothpicks in there. I'm going to use the hand I didn't use for the chicken. So we're going to put that one in and we're going to bust that off. Or you just break it in half. You don't want it sticking out. Well, you want it sticking out far enough you can see it. Because I don't know if you've heard them stories about people eating toothpicks on accident. So, but this way they'll, you can use them in a pan. We're going to get our pan ready, and we're just going to sear them first before we put them in the, well, actually we're going to brown them a little bit, and then we're going to throw them in the oven. Okay, we got our pan all warmed up. We're going to throw that in there. Okay, careful so all your stuff doesn't come out. Just set that in there real nice and easy. Gonna brown them a little bit. We're not gonna cook them all the way through. We're gonna let them bake just so it gets in there really good. But okay, so you got one side I think is pretty good. We're just gonna kind of flip them over. Careful so it doesn't come apart. Well, that's about the color we want. I don't know if you can see that real good. Let's bring it in a little bit. You can see that color. It's about what we want. So, sorry, sometimes the tripod doesn't work out too fit with that. So we just kind of got to deal with it. God, look at that. That looks good already. All those over. Let that cook for a few more minutes, and then we're going to throw that in the oven and get her. Now let's get a little bit more light on there. Okay. And then I'm going to throw some rice in with it. Have some wild rice cooking in the Instapot. Well, it's a quick cooker. It's pampered chef version of the Instapot, which I really like. We've had it for about a year, and when I'm doing rice, I don't mess around. I just throw that in there, and it's so easy. Cooks the rice perfect. Got a setting for it. It's just awesome. So, okay, so I think we're gonna throw it in now. Looks like it's pretty well done. At least the outside's got a good brown on it. So we're just going to pop that in the oven. Just I'm going to grab one of these. Handle's a little warm. Not too bad, but a little warm. And then we're going to let that cook for about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on how long you know, we're gonna take its temperature and stuff, make sure it's cooked all the way through, because we don't want to eat raw chicken. That'd be nasty. So yeah, so we'll see you in about 20 to 25 minutes. All right, so we got it out of the oven. Just gonna kind of check its temperature, see if it's done. And pretty close, but I think it needs a few more minutes. Yeah, we're just gonna throw it in there for about 5-10 more minutes. Because like I said, we don't want to eat raw chicken. Apparently I want to grab that handle with it hotter. So let's put it back in there for a few more minutes. Set our timer for about 5, then we'll check it again. All right, so we're gonna check it again. Yeah, it looks like we're good. About 167 degrees, which is just barely what more than we need, but that's okay. Just don't want to eat it raw. So we're gonna take it out, put it on a plate, and have some food. Okay, so here's our finished product. Looks pretty good. Ought to be pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna put that down. I'll put the recipe in the description. Go ahead and hit like, subscribe if you like what you see. I appreciate everybody that has liked my videos, the feedback, everything else. You guys are awesome. So here's to your help. Have a good night.